Hi there, YouTube. Today is a day I've been dreading because we have had a couple frosts and the dahlia field is officially ready to be dug up. All of the plants, leaves have been nipped by the frost. The plants are toppled over. It's truly quite sad. I feel like it is time to dig dahlias, test out the tubers, see if they're okay, and make like a final arrangement, because there are a couple of blooms, like look at this one, that look really, really nice and kind of fresh. They're a little damaged on the back leaves, but I want to make like one final grand arrangement if I can from some of these blooms, because this field was absolutely beautiful. Look at the big red one. So pretty. But there truly are some really pretty ones still in there. See, like that one looks really fresh still. And it looked fresh even on the back petals. Like, that's a super fresh bloom. So I know that there's still some fresh cuts to be had here. It is sad seeing the dahlia field this way, but I knew it was bound to happen at this point. I mean, it's the end of October and we've had a great dahlia season. These have lasted such a long time. I've also harvested a ton of seed. Here's a seed pod right here. I'll show you guys all of the seeds that are inside of here. This is a ton of seeds. There's a ton of petals in here, but there's a ton of seeds. Let me show you. If you remove the petal, there's the seed, and I've collected literally thousands of seeds at this point. So I'll probably collect a few more seed pods off of these plants just to have a couple extra, in particular off some of these more doubled flowers because they don't produce a ton of seeds. So I really want to harvest as many heads as I can and make sure to shed them and see if I have any viable seeds in them. It's so sad seeing my Thomas Edisons splayed out like that. Oh my, this dahlia just never even bloomed for me this year. I planted it over here on this side and there's its first bloom of the season. Now it's about to be dug up. Cafe au lait is flopped. Yeah, but before we take care of this, I have another chore that we really need to take care of really fast. We are expecting freezing temperatures all week next week. So it's imperative that we get these dahlias dug, but it's also imperative that I turn off my drip system. I'm having my sprinklers blown out next Tuesday, which is the day before the freeze is supposed to happen. So fingers crossed all that works out. But let me go ahead and disconnect all of my timers for all of my hosins that provide the water to the drip systems. Yeah, my house or garden is not fancy. I just have a bunch of these timers on a lot of hose ends, and that's how I supply my garden with water. So all I really need to do is shut off the water to the timers. Then I will disconnect each of these hoses, and finally I will take this off and we will store this inside. You definitely don't want to leave your irrigation timers outside over the winter time if you experience freezes, because if they freeze, they expand and they'll crack and then they won't work the next year. And those things can get expensive, particularly the 4-outlet ones. I think that Orbit one is like $70, and I have like 3 or 4 of those in my garden. So I try to keep them for as long as possible. Oh, hello, Ella. Oh. I might as well put my hose reel away for the winter too. Normally I store it in the shed right here. Look at all the fall color in my borrowed view from the school. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go grab the rest of the timers I have around the property, and then we'll dig up these dahlias and see how the tubers look. All right, I got both of my hose reels up. I've got the other hose up. I have my wet dry sprayer put up. Anything that could freeze, I have put away. The only thing that I'm bringing inside are those timers, because I have noticed that these are kind of sensitive. Even in my garage, I noticed that I had a lot of them go out 2 years ago. And then last year I stored them in the house and I only had one go out. So I'm gonna start storing these inside my closet. All right, today I wanna dig a test clump of these dahlias because tomorrow, me and Matt are gonna get out here and dig them all up. But I just wanna see what they look like. I wish I had a pitchfork, but I don't. I've never dug dahlias in a field like this. I've only dug my dahlias, like I placed them in the garden in years past, so I hope I'm not piercing anything. Oh, it broke, dang it. Oh, there's a baby tuber right there. One tuber. Okay. This is gonna be difficult. Okay, so the clump is right here. Okay. I didn't notice like all of that. That doesn't look good. So one tuber made 4 tubers. That's pretty good. And these feel good. The skin feels nice and rough. Like if I press it and move it around, and they're nice and solid and hard. I think I may have dug these dahlias right at the right time. I think I might leave this one just a clump. There's not really any other tubers in there. I need to go grab my pruners. Just like that, I have the tubers from the Thomas Edison Dahlia, and it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 nice tubers. So sad. That wasn't as nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but I am gonna wait until tomorrow so that I have help from Matt so that one person can be digging, one person can be dividing and storing them all up. I just think it'll go a lot faster with 2 people. So I think I'm gonna abandon this project and probably go start on another project for another video. All right, you guys, before we go outside, I wanted to explain how I'm going to be labeling these dahlias because you guys know there's a field of them. I think the best way to do it is to label the bags where the tubers are going to be stored with the variety name of the dahlia, along with a description of what the dahlia looks like. When we dig the dahlias, I'm going to select a bloom, if there's a bloom that looks good or that looks like it's a good representation of what the plant looks like, and I'm gonna place that bloom right here. Then I'm gonna take a photo of the bag with the bloom right here so that there's the bloom, the description, and the name of the dahlia. Hopefully that makes it to where there's no confusion as to what is in the bag. And then I have 2 different size bags right here so that if there's just a small amount of tubers, we can put them in the small bags. If there's a large amount of tubers, we'll put them in the big bags. And I think that's how we're gonna do this. These bags are gonna be filled with coconut coir, and hopefully that's going to be a really good way to store my dahlias because last year, all I did was I put them in paper bags and they definitely dried out heavily. So I'm thinking this way, storing them in a medium, and I'm gonna make sure to check them at least 3 times during the winter time to make sure that they don't dry out. If they need any moisture, I'll miss the bags occasionally. But I think by putting them in some sort of medium, kind of like coconut coir, I think I'll be able to store them the best. And these bags will be stored in a crate, and that crate will be stored underneath my stairs in a small cellar that we just keep dry goods in. It's not very large at all, but I think it's gonna be large enough to fit most of these dahlia tubers. It's dahlia digging day. How you feeling? You excited? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right, guys, it's the following day, and I think we've divided up the tasks. Matt is going to be digging up the dahlias, and then as soon as he digs them up, I'm gonna be dividing them, placing them into the Ziploc bags, and getting them all labeled and ready for storage. You're gonna do this all in tennis shoes?
What?
You're gonna do this all in tennis shoes?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
I did 2 with my Croc yesterday and I regretted it so much. Oh, it's like gonna come right out, maybe. And that's a good bloom from it that I'll use as a representation of the plant. And that's how it's gonna be stored, just like that. All covered in coconut coir and tucked in for the winter. And this coconut coir is just slightly damp. I mean, some plants just produce the most pathetic tubers in the world. And then some of them are absolutely massive out there. My only cafe au lait tuber. At least it produced some big tubers. That is huge. My goodness. This one I don't even know how I'm gonna store, you guys, because it won't even fit in a bag. So I'm just gonna have to leave this to the side for now. It's crazy how many tubers I have of this dahlia. Like, look at those clumps, and some of them are massive. These dahlias have multiplied heavily. And that is 27 bags of dahlia tubers. That is insane. I'd say each bag has a minimum of 3 tubers in it. Most bags have at least 7, and a couple bags have 12 plus tubers in them, literally. And this is the dahlia field. Oh my gosh. It's completely empty. It's kind of sad to see it empty after seeing it with so much color all year long. But I'm glad to have it cleared out, and I'm glad to have all those things dug before we experienced a really deep freeze, because I would not want to have to like dig into the ground when it's super frozen. We have this pile of dahlia remains right here, which couldn't fit in the landscape bin. It's already completely full. It's actually probably a little too full because it has to be completely closed or else they won't pick it up. But yeah, that's all we've got done for today. I think we'll probably come back out here maybe tomorrow and dig all the dahlias right here. There's a couple right here. And then there's a couple back against the house in this corner right over here. But we got a lot done today, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, in particular with help. Thank you so much, Matt. Also, look at that rose. It's so neat to see so many blooms at almost the end of October. And they're so pretty. Can you believe all of the dahlias are completely dug? Wow. I feel like my yard looks huge now that all those plants are gone. Wow, it's such a big difference. And overall, we ended with 32 bags of dahlia tubers, which is absolutely astounding because I don't think I purchased 32 dahlia tubers this season. So, and each of those bags has at least 3 in it. Most of them have a lot more than that in it. So genuinely curious to see my house covered in dahlias next year around this time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around for whatever video I come up with for next time. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've been digging dahlias, because anyone who's dug a dahlia field knows that like it's truly a labor of love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.